Training versus inference. Two words you hear constantly in AI conversations. Two phases of every machine learning model. But most people treat them as the same thing. They are not. Training is when a model learns. Inference is when a trained model answers. The difference is not just technical, it is the difference between $100 million and a fraction of a cent. By the end of this video, you will understand both phases precisely, know exactly what happens inside each one, and see why that gap in cost exists. Let us start with training. Training is the process of teaching a model to be good at a task. Here is how it works at the core level. You start with a neural network full of random numbers, called weights. These weights are the model's knowledge. Right now they are useless. They produce random outputs. You feed the model a batch of data, say, 1,000 labeled examples. The model makes predictions. Those predictions are wrong. A loss function measures how wrong. Think of it as a score: the higher the loss, the worse the model. An algorithm called backpropagation traces that loss backwards through every single weight in the network and calculates exactly how much each weight contributed to the error. Then every weight gets nudged slightly in the direction that reduces the error. This nudge is controlled by a number called the learning rate. You repeat this process millions of times. Across your entire dataset. Across many epochs. Slowly, the weights stop being random. They become meaningful. The model gets good at the task. Let us go one level deeper inside training. The forward pass: input data flows through the network layer by layer. Each neuron multiplies its inputs by its weights, adds a bias, and applies an activation function. At the end, the model outputs a prediction. The loss function compares that prediction to the correct answer. Common loss functions are mean squared error for regression, and cross-entropy for classification. Backpropagation, or backprop, is the algorithm that computes the gradient of the loss with respect to every weight in the network. It uses the chain rule of calculus, working backwards from the output layer to the input layer. Each gradient tells you, if you increase this weight by a tiny amount, how much does the loss change? The weight update rule is simple: new weight equals old weight minus learning rate times gradient. This is gradient descent. One epoch is one full pass through your training dataset. You typically need tens to thousands of epochs for a model to converge, meaning the loss stops meaningfully decreasing. That is training, from first principles. Inference is everything training is not. Training updated weights. Inference does not touch them. The weights are completely frozen after training is done. When you send a message to ChatGPT, a single forward pass happens, your input flows through the network, layer by layer, and out comes the response. No gradients are computed. No weights are changed. No backpropagation runs. This is profoundly important for performance. Computing gradients is expensive; it roughly doubles the compute cost of a forward pass. Inference skips all of that. A typical inference call on a 7 billion parameter model takes about 30 milliseconds on a single GPU. Less than 50 milliseconds for the user to get an answer. You can run inference on a CPU for smaller models. You can run it on a phone. On an edge device with a 5-watt power budget. The model that took $3 million and 21 days to train can now answer questions for fractions of a cent. That is inference. Let us put training and inference side by side on the 6 dimensions that actually matter for engineers and product teams. Weights: during training they are continuously updated. During inference they are completely frozen. This is the fundamental technical divide. Compute: training requires massive GPU clusters running for weeks. Inference can run on a single GPU or even a CPU. Duration: training a large model takes hours to weeks. Inference takes milliseconds per request. Cost: training a frontier model costs millions or billions of dollars. Each inference call costs fractions of a cent. Frequency: training happens once or occasionally when you retrain or fine-tune. Inference happens billions of times per day globally. Goal: training is learning from data. Inference is answering a specific question with what was learned. Training builds the intelligence. Inference deploys it. Why does training need so much hardware? The answer is matrix multiplication. Training a neural network is almost entirely matrix multiplications, multiplying giant arrays of numbers together millions of times per second. GPUs are built for exactly this. A modern GPU has thousands of cores that can execute these multiplications in parallel. A CPU has tens of cores. For matrix math, the GPU wins by orders of magnitude. Training a large language model like GPT-4 requires thousands of GPUs running simultaneously for weeks. The GPUs communicate with each other over high-bandwidth interconnects, sharing gradients and synchronizing weight updates across the cluster. The estimated training cost for GPT-4 is over $100 million. For Llama 2, around $3 million. For smaller BERT-style models, a few $1,000s. Inference is completely different. One GPU, or even just a CPU for small models, is enough to serve millions of requests per day with acceptable latency. The reason hardware companies like NVIDIA are worth trillions: every frontier AI model trains on their chips. Once a model is deployed for inference, companies work very hard to make every single call cheaper and faster. Quantization is the most impactful technique. A model trained in 32-bit floating point can often be compressed to 8-bit integers with almost no accuracy loss. This cuts model size in half and makes inference roughly 4 times faster. Copy cache is critical for large language models specifically. Every time the model generates a new token, it needs attention values from all previous tokens. Without caching, that is recomputed from scratch for every token. With copy cache, those values are stored and reused. This makes generation 10 times faster for long sequences. Batching means processing multiple user requests in a single GPU pass. Instead of running inference 10 times for 10 users sequentially, you run it once for all 10 together. This amortises the fixed GPU setup cost and dramatically increases throughput. Model distillation takes a large expensive model and trains a much smaller one to mimic its outputs. The small model gets GPT-4 level performance at a fraction of the inference cost. These 4 techniques, quantization, caching, batching, distillation, are why AI products can be profitable at scale. Let us ground all of this in real numbers using Llama 2, Meta's open source model that anyone can run. Training, 2 trillion tokens of data. 2048 100 GPUs running simultaneously for approximately 21 days. Estimated cost, $3 million. Output, a set of 7 billion frozen weights. Inference, take those same 7 billion weights. Load them onto one consumer RTX 4090 GPU with 14 GB of memory. Latency per token, around 30 milliseconds. Throughput, about 50 tokens per second. Cost, approximately 0.03 cents per 1,000 tokens. Let that sink in. 2,000 GPUs became 1. 21 days became 30 milliseconds. $3 million became 0.03 cents per 1,000 tokens. Now quantize it to 8-bit integers. Memory drops from 14 to 7 GB. Latency improves further. You can now run it on a gaming laptop. This is the miracle of training and inference as separate phases. Build once at enormous cost and compute. Deploy forever at almost zero marginal cost. There is a third option that sits between full training and pure inference, fine-tuning. Pre-training a model like Llama 2 from scratch took weeks and $3 million. But once that base model exists, you can take those pre-trained weights and continue training on your own much smaller dataset, typically thousands to hundreds of thousands of examples. This is fine-tuning. Fine-tuning adapts the model to your specific task. If you are a bank and you want a model that understands your internal financial documents, you fine-tune a base model on those documents. Training time drops from weeks to hours. Cost drops from millions to hundreds of dollars. An even more efficient technique is LoRa, low-rank adaptation. Instead of updating all 7 billion weights, LoRa injects small trainable matrices into each layer. You only train those small matrices, a tiny fraction of total parameters. The results are nearly as good as full fine-tuning at 1/10 the cost. The practical stack for 90% of real-world AI applications is, take an open-source base model, fine-tune it with LoRa on your data, freeze the weights, and serve it at inference. You never need to pre-train from scratch. Here is the complete picture. Training, the model learns. Weights start random and get adjusted through millions of forward passes, loss computations, and gradient updates via backpropagation. Expensive. Slow. Happens once. Inference, the model answers. Weights are frozen. A single forward pass takes your input and produces an output. Cheap. Fast. Happens billions of times. Fine-tuning, the middle path. Take a powerful pre-trained model and adapt it to your task with a small dataset in LoRa. Hours, not weeks. Hundreds of dollars, not millions. The hardware gap is staggering. Training a frontier model needs thousands of GPUs for weeks. Inference runs on one GPU or a phone. The cost gap is equally staggering. Training costs millions. Inference costs fractions of a cent per call. This is why AI companies can offer free tiers. The incremental cost of one more inference call is tiny. The enormous upfront cost was already paid during training. Training builds the model. Inference is the model. And fine-tuning is how the rest of us use both without spending millions. If you want to go deeper on any of these topics, subscribe. Every week we go this deep.